In today's video, I'm going to be telling you all a story. And that story is how I got my job with MAC Cosmetics. I've decided to finally make this video after toying around with it for a while because everybody's experience going through this process is going to be different. I have discovered that with all of the videos that I've watched, everybody's experience is different. Some of them are similar, but really they are different. And I have not come across one that's the same as mine and what happened with me. So I am just finally getting around to sitting down and filming this and obviously uploading it since you're watching it. Anyway, but if you want to see and hear about how I got my job with MAC Cosmetics, then please keep on watching. The story starts with shopping at MAC, obviously. And I was in there with one of my friends and we were walking around looking and we're getting ready to walk off counter out of the store. And one of the managers walks up to me and goes, "I see you in here all the time. Your makeup always looks awesome. Can you come back with a resume between this time and this time on this day so you can meet my store manager and you can give her my resume because we are trying to hire in more freelance artists." So basically I was recruited to work for MAC on a one-on-one basis, which I don't think happens very often. At least that's not what I've seen in the videos that I've watched. A lot of the videos that I've watched are they went to like a job fair or they went up and asked for an application or something else, like they found out about it another way. So I was like, yeah, that's great. I'll bring a resume, do all that. You know, I was super excited. Like it really, in my head, validated that I was really good with makeup. And I was really excited. So I come back a few days later, and by this time I've watched like 6 videos on what to expect when getting hired or trying to get hired by MAC Cosmetics. So, and in all those videos they tell you, dress the part, look like you belong there, and that is so important. That is so important. You want to look like you already work there. So come in your best black clothes, but you want to be trendy and stylish and you want to look professional because you are applying to be a professional makeup artist for a professional makeup company. Black pants, black shirt, black coat because it's like January and I'm freezing to death. You know, she immediately started asking me questions. It wasn't an interview, but she immediately started asking me questions that would be asked in an interview, if that makes sense. Like, why do you want to work for MAC? What do you like about MAC? Things like that. Things that pertain to the company. And you want to have answers for those questions. So be prepared for them to ask you interview type questions when you're turning in a resume or you're filling out an application. Be prepared for that. Be able to answer questions. Don't just kind of be like, no, I don't know, I like makeup. So then she was like, okay, I'll call you for an actual interview. And I was like, okay. And by the time I got home, I was like, oh, I need to watch more videos on what to expect. I was obsessing with it because I was kind of freaking out a little bit, which is to be expected because I was so excited. And then in one of the videos that I watched, they said, don't call them. If they want you to work for them, they will call you. Which I don't find to be true. I think that if you wait like the standard amount of time, like you would on any job interview, and call them or go up there, I would definitely recommend going up there with your makeup done, dressed like you work there, so you remind them that you can do makeup, you can dress the part, that you can do this. You remind them that you can do this, and you remind them why they want to hire you. So that's what I did. I needed to go to the mall to get something anyway, but instead of going up there looking like a ratty, nasty, hot mess with my hair up in a bun and my glasses on, I put some black leggings on, put a really cute black shirt on, did my makeup really nice, and on my way out of the mall, I walked by, saw that the manager was there, and I said, "Hey, have you been able to look at my application yet, or my resume yet?" She was like, "Yes, and I've been meaning to call you, but we've been so busy with this launch." I believe they were launching the Buy 15 palettes at the time. And she said, "But since you're already here, let me go ahead and set up an interview for," I think it was a Thursday at like 1 o'clock. And, we did that. So then the next Thursday at 1 o'clock rolls around, and again, go up there dressed like you already work for them. Have product knowledge, know what you're talking about, just act like you already work there. I hate to say fake it till you make it, but that's really what you're doing. You are showing them that you can do this, and whether you have intense product knowledge or not, you want to have product knowledge. So even if that means going on their website the night before and reading up on like your favorite products or some of the popular products, do that. That will help you intensely, because there were some things in my interview that I know I messed up on. I completely thought I bombed my little informal interview talking to the manager, because I said some really weird things that I don't know where they came from or why they came out of my mouth. But at the end of that interview, she says to me, "Okay, I have to get with another manager that I want you to go interview with for your practical application interview. So just bear with me. I will call you when I hear back from her." To which, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I can't wait to hear from you." I get in my car and I'm like, how did that just happen after what came out of my mouth? Because I honestly thought that I was done. Maybe I was just so nervous, but I think what saved me is that I remember she asked me to bring a portfolio, and I just went through and put the pictures on my phone in a folder and was like, "Hey, look at the stuff that I can do." I had all kinds of crazy Halloween makeup. If you follow me on Instagram, shameless plug, you've seen it. I did my sister's prom hair and makeup. I've done makeup on a bajillion other people. Probably not a bajillion, but I've done a lot of makeup applications. And I was able to show her all of that, and she was like, "Okay, wow, this girl can actually do makeup, and she can put her money where her mouth is." So I really think that is what saved me. But then, I started losing my mind after this point, because I had to wait so long. So from the time I handed my resume in to the time I actually got an interview was probably a week and a half to 2 weeks. Then from the time I had that interview to the time I finally did my practical application, which is where you show off your skills and all that kind of stuff, was probably 2 weeks to a month. And that all happened because the manager that I needed to go interview under was on vacation, and then my manager was on vacation, and then we had to get a time that worked for the manager I was interviewing under and myself, and that was kind of difficult. So a lot of this is a waiting game, and it takes time because you are working around multiple different schedules so everybody can kind of meet in the middle. So then it comes time for my practical application interview, which you are either going to be by yourself, or you're going to be with a big group of people at like a training center, and you might need to bring a model and or brushes with you. They will let you know all of that beforehand. I just had to bring a model with me, so one of my best friends met me at the mall that I was doing my interview at. Once I got there, I wasn't sure if I was going to have to try to sell her all the makeup and do a makeup application, or if I was just doing one or the other, because they didn't tell me to bring brushes, so I was like, what am I doing? So, but when I get there, they say, okay, we have brushes for you, and what you're going to do is you're going to do a makeup application, and we want you to recreate this picture. They hand me a picture, and my friend had said something about, oh, well, this is kind of like a trial run for my wedding. So they handed me like a bridal look, which was not very difficult. It was actually quite an easy look for me to recreate. You have to go through and choose all the products yourself to recreate this look. But you have to gear it towards your model's skin, face shape, eye shape, skin tone, all those kinds of things. So I did all that, and you get 20 minutes to do this. They may or may not time you while you're picking out all of your products. I personally was not timed when I was picking all of my products out. They let me do all that and then start my 20 minutes. And then once you get that done, they come and they look at the makeup and they ask you things like, okay, well, what did you use? Why did you do this? Walk me through it step by step, kind of a thing. And then once you do all that, they're like, okay, well, what would you have done differently? And, you know, if you have nothing that you would have done differently, fine. If you have something that you would have done differently, just walk through it and explain it to them. Then after you do that, you have, or I had, 10 minutes to take it from the daytime look to a nighttime look, which meant that I had to go pick out 3 other products that I could add to what I already chose, like some color, some liner, something other than what I already chose. So I could use what I had plus 3 other products, which, again, I didn't find to be very difficult to take a daytime look to a nighttime look. And again, they'll come out and look at it and ask you what you would have done differently, what you did, all those kinds of things. But again, you want to remember to dress the part. Like, I cannot stress that enough. The way you dress, the way you present yourself and do your makeup really counts in how you do in this whole interview process. So there was like an issue with like the shirt that I had on or something not going right with the pants that I had on. Like my outfit was like too flowy or something. So I was like, oh great, I messed up and I'm not going to get this job. But then my manager was like, I'm going to hire you anyway because you're obviously talented and can obviously do makeup. So, and that's where we are. And now I am a permanent artist with MAC, and I am ridiculously happy because this is something I have wanted for like 12 years, and I love doing my job. I love working with other people. I love doing makeup, and it's great. It's honestly not for everybody, obviously, because there is still the customer service and the sales aspect. You're not just doing makeup. You are trying to sell product, but it is so much fun, and I love working with the girls that I work with, and I could not be happier with working for MAC right now. I love it so much. Like, I cannot stress how much I love working for MAC. So, I hope you guys found this little, I guess, story time video helpful, and if you are looking into getting a job with MAC, go for it. Like, the sky's the limit, really. Just remember to be yourself and dress the part, and you will do awesome.